Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Let's Talk With No Politics presents This Week in History Review. For those who've been to the page since I just started doing it about the end of August, um, know that I put up some type of kind of pop culture history fact, um, every single day. I try and do it. Uh, I make these sometimes months, weeks in advance. So I wanted to do a video, kind of do a recap of what happened during that week and just kind of give you a little preview of why I did this. So, for those who are going to watch this video, thank you very much for watching. I'm Andrew Lenz. I am the host of Let's Talk But No Politics Okay. And this is a week in history review. So let's begin. And this is for the week. This is for last week. So this is the 12th through the 18th. And here we go. Oh, got a little TV. Let's see what pops up on the TV. All right. For October 12th. Oh, what do you know? Oh, October 12th, 1945. Virgil Riley Reynolds is born. But you may know him as Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. So this was one that I think was kind of hard to find, but the one I found, Dusty Rhodes, was this was his birthday. I had to put this up. Very iconic wrestler. I wish I would have seen his NWA Jim Croc promotion days more than his crappy, I'm gonna say it, WWF days. But he was even fun then. So I mean, this was something that I know a lot of people connect with. The hard times promotion and everything else. I consider him one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Uh, both of his sons are really great in the ring, and that's kind of a great thing about this is that you get to cherish this man's life and all of his hard work that he did, and that was really awesome. That was his birthday. He's no longer with us. R.I.P. Dusty, but we can still say happy birthday to him. Let's see what's on the next channel. And what do we got? Oh, October 13th, 1991. Jennifer Lopez uh, is joins the Living Color as Fly Girl, and also added to the cast some guy named Jamie Foxx, Steve Parks, and Shawn Wayans. So this was interesting because I could say I watched The Living Color when I was a kid, all the way probably from the very first episode. And I remember when Shawn Wayans was on the show, but he wasn't an actor or anything. He was the DJ. He was SW1. So that was really great. And to see, I'm not sure if Steve Parks did anything, but to see all these people that did something after this is pretty amazing. In my book, it's definitely cool. And A Living Color was a big part of my childhood. I believe it came on Sundays, and it was a little bit more. I could stay up to watch this, where Saturday Night Live was like a chore. I don't want to say a chore, but it was like I'm going to stay up for Saturday Night Live, and it wasn't always going to happen that way. So, but my brother always told me about Saturday Night Live, which was it's kind of funny, but this was just something interesting right here that all these that three out of the four went on to do something. I know Shawn Wayans isn't as big as Jennifer Lopez or Jamie Foxx, but hey, who is, and I don't know what's going on with Steve Parks, but if anybody does, please let me know. Please let me know. All right, let's turn the channel. Ooh, October 14th, 1995, Mad TV premieres. So that was a big one too, because I liked Mad TV. This was like another sketch comedy show. I would say it came at about the time that I don't know how long In Living Color lasted, but this was another one I remember being on Fox. So I love this. Phil Lamar was great in it. Will Sasso. I loved Phil Lamar when he was like the UPS guy and he'd be super crazy. Everybody loves Stewart. Who doesn't love Stewart? Look what I can do. One character that I know a lot of people liked, but I couldn't stand was Miss Swan. Didn't like Miss Swan. Ugh, horrible. I don't know why. I just didn't like that character. I didn't find it funny. Another wrestling crossover, Will Sasso getting beat up by Bret Hart with the steel chair. Just great. Just great. I love Mad TV. I love checking out their old skits on YouTube and everything else every once in a while. It's really great. Let's see what else we got. Here we go. Let's do the channel. I Love Lucy. Today in history, October 15th, 1951. I Love Lucy premieres. I Love Lucy. I know it doesn't fit into what I do with more of my podcasting theme between 80s and 90s, pop culture, personally related, but this was something that you kind of watched as a kid because even though it was in black and white, I know I did. It was great. It was I Love Lucy, the iconic chocolate scene. Lucy always getting into trouble, Ricky Ricardo. It was just great. I think this has got to be, if we're going to look at as a historical standpoint, this is probably definitely top five, top 10 TV show of all time. So to see something like I Love Lucy and that it premiered and it set stages. She was pregnant on the show. Stages, I mean, set presidents or what? I'm not quite sure, but you know what I'm trying to get at. She was pregnant on the show. That was pretty big for back in the day and everything else. And you can see right here that it was using three cameras uh, to film it, which was the first in TV history, which is great. We're great right there. And if it wasn't for Lucy, we wouldn't have Star Trek. So let's just say thank you to Lucy and the I Love Lucy show, the iconic chocolate scene, everything else. My daughter recently, for one of her, I believe Spanish, had to watch an I Love Lucy clip where each person interpreted it down the line to Lucy because this person spoke this language but didn't speak this language, and they went down like a telephone line. It was very, very good. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, Baby Jessica. This is like a lot of people think I'm younger because this is the first big news story I remember, probably because I was too busy doing other things as a kid than worrying about what was going on on the news. But this is like the first big one. Uh, and I remember this. I remember sitting there around the TV waiting for it to come up. I believe there was a TV movie as well. So, of course, you watched the TV movie. But this was, I put this up because this is definitely the first big news story that I remember. And it was weird. I didn't want to go around holes in the ground too much either as a kid because I was around 5, 6 years old, I would have to say at this point. So I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do this. And I was scared to go like over sewer grates. It wasn't until I saw the Ninja Turtles where I was like, oh, well, maybe if I fall down a sewer, I can see, I can see the Ninja Turtles. But this was crazy how they did it. I believe they dug a hole next to the well and then cut into the well, I want to say, and then pulled her out that way. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. I've not seen anything on this in years, other than I think I saw a picture of baby Jessica. I'm air quoting if you can't see anything video wise. Um, so this was definitely a no brainer when I saw this, where I was like, I'm gonna put this up. I'm definitely gonna put this up. All right, here we go. Time to change the channel. Boom. October 17th, 1983. Sally Jesse Raphael debuts on KSDK. All right. don't know what station that is, but Sally Jesse Raphael and Donahue. I knew my mother watched these things um, when she was only working part time and she was staying at home with me. These are probably the two earliest talk shows that I remember. So when I was like, oh my goodness, Sally Jesse Raphael debuted, it was like, I need to put this up there. I want to see, because I do this to see a connection. I want to see a connection between people to see if they remember these things or how they felt about them or anything like that. So I wanted to see what we could do with Sally Jesse Raphael. And it was, I put it up. I don't think I got that great of a response out of it, but I mean, this was like up there. And plus two, the iconic Pauly Shore son-in-law, what's your name? Is it Sally? Jesse? Raphael? Great son-in-law. I love Pauly Shore. I love Pauly Shore so much. He's great, 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 great. I know people find him annoying, but I never did. All right, let's see what else is on. So here's the end of our week. This was our Sunday one. Today in history, October 18th, 1985, the Nintendo Entertainment System is released in North America. Yes, I got some backlash about, this was the test market, blah, blah, blah. But either way you look at it, it was released in North America on this day, test market or not. And we cannot deny what this system did. It took video games back into a whole nother level. It changed my eyes to video games. This is actually I would say my second video game system I ever owned. My first was I got an Atari 2600 for free. So I don't know how old I was, but I was young not to know better. So I figured the Atari 2600 was, you weren't getting better. There's no way anybody could get better than the Atari 2600. But then this comes out and it blows my mind. I did not have Rob, but obviously I had Super Mario, Duck Hunt, Zelda, the gold cartridge. Everything about this just changed the way that we looked at video games and everything else. And Nintendo ruled the world. It ruled the world. I would have to say it ruled the world. Um, I mean, Sega was there for a while, but I don't think it's anything like it did here. Nothing. This was amazing between that time period. I would say for a good 10 years, Nintendo ruled the world. Sega tried to put in a foothold, but Nintendo is still standing, lasting. Atari has gone by. Sega doesn't even make systems anymore. And we gotta, this was the childhood, rainy days, everything else. You just popped in your Nintendo and you did it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't have Rob the Robot because I see what it's all about now. And I think it would have been pointless because I had an older brother. I probably would have got more playing time. And it would have been better because this person wanted to shot insults at me. The little Rob the Robot would not have shot insults at me as I'm playing a game, which would have been awesome. But I mean, it just the hours spent on playing this is just amazing. Great memories. Just I don't know if anybody remembers Nintendo kiosks and stuff like that, and you walk up to them, you play the games, you can push the button, switch the game, everything perfect. It was this. I don't think you could get this. This is probably my favorite, definitely my favorite system. That's why I still collect NES games today. Just started. Got some good ones. Nothing too rare. Very costly. Very, very costly, a lot of these games, but I just get the ones that I want. So, and that ends this. And if you watched, thank you for watching. And remember, new episodes of Let's Talk But No Politics come out every Sunday. Every Sunday. And it is brought to you by, they are produced They are produced and edited at the Podcast Precinct, and they are up on the BICBP radio network for you to look at. Great network. Podcast Precinct is great. You can follow both of them on Facebook. You can follow Let's Talk But No Politics on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. And like I said, new episodes every Sunday at Let's Talk No Politics. Okay. On Apple Podcast and Spotify, or you can go to the network website right there. That's bicbp-radio.com. Go there, hunt me out. I think I'm in the pop culture section and maybe life also. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching this first one. Let me know how I did. This is definitely interesting, something new that I did. So thank you. Thank you for watching. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and good